Welcome again. We will be going over the Dark Secrets series again. Today we will step into the eerie shadows of Utah, a gripping exploration that peels back the layers of mystery surrounding this haunting case. We look at a case where a wife goes missing and the main culprit is her husband. Not only that, he took his own life later on and the life of his two children. This video is part 1 of a 3-part video. Each part deals with a different case. I apologize about my voice. I just recently caught the flu and it's not been really good on my voice. Born on October 16th, 1981, in New Mexico, Susan Marie Cox was raised in Washington. She was 18 years old and pursuing cosmetology when she met Josh Powell. Josh and Susan Powell were devout members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and enrolled in an institution of religion course for which he hosted a dinner. Within days, Josh had proposed. The couple were married at the IDS Portland, Oregon Temple on April 6, 2001. They then moved into Josh's father's, Stephen Powell's home, which was located in the South Hill area. Josh's father, Stephen, would later go on to serve time for voyeurism and also possession of child pornography. Voyeurism is the activity of getting pleasure from secretly watching other people in sexual situations, or more generally, from watching other people's private lives. At their new home, Susan suffered at the hands of her father-in-law, who kept trying to make advances at her. He would regularly steal her underwear, and he also secretly filmed her for a year. He confessed to having an obsession with her in 2003. Josh's father was not the only one with serious issues in the family. Josh himself had problems. In a previous relationship, he had shown possessiveness, which in any relationship is normal to a certain degree, but he showed an extreme amount of possessiveness, which caused his previous girlfriend to leave the state in order to just break up with him over the phone. Susan did not know any of this information. Susan was very relieved to move out in 2004 to West Valley City, Utah. Susan started a new job as a broker while Josh was between jobs. Susan gave birth to 2 sons in 2005 and 2007. During this time, the marriage was going through a rough patch due to Josh's lavish spending. Another main point of argument between the married couple was the subject of Josh's father's obsession with Susan. Josh would constantly side with his father in this argument. In 2007, Josh declared bankruptcy with more than $200,000 in debt. This put more strain on the marriage. At this point, Susan wanted to leave the marriage, but Josh threatened to sue her if she divorced him. On December 6, 2009, Susan took her children to church. A neighbor who dropped by in the afternoon would be the last person outside of the Powell family to see her. The next morning, her children never turned up for daycare, and the staff failed to reach either Susan or Josh. So the daycare workers called Josh's mother and sister to notify them of the children's absence. Josh's mother then called the police. When the West Valley City Police Detective Elias Maxwell arrived at the Powell family home around 10 a.m. on December 7th, he noted that Susan's belongings were at home, there were no signs of a forced entry, and 2 fans were blowing at a wet spot on the carpet. Josh returned home with his children at around 5 p.m., claiming to have gone camping. His children agreed with that. However, Josh told detectives that he couldn't explain why Susan's phone was in his car, and investigators found the litany of tools in the vehicle, along with the fact that Josh had taken his children camping on a school night during freezing temperatures, concerning. Without a body, the Salt Lake County District Attorney refused to file charges against anybody in the Powell family in connection with Susan Powell's disappearance. On December 8th, Josh Powell rented a car and drove 800 miles before returning it to the Salt Lake City airport on December 10th. On December 9th, however, police found blood containing Susan's DNA on their carpet. On December 15th, they found her handwritten documents in her safety deposit box. I have been having extreme marital stress for 3 to 4 years now, she wrote. For mine and my children's safety, I feel the need to have a paper trail. He has threatened to skip the country and told me if we divorce, there will be lawyers. In school, both sons told teachers that they recalled their mother going with them on that camping trip. One of them stated that she was dead, the other one stated that she was sleeping in the trunk the whole time. Meanwhile, the police discovered that Josh had liquidated Susan Powell's IRA. Josh and the children moved back in with his father, Stephen Powell. But a search warrant of Stephen's home yielded child pornography, for which he was arrested in November of 2011. Josh lost custody of his children to Susan's parents and was ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation in February 2012, including a polygraph. On February 5th at 12:30 p.m., a social worker brought his kids over for a supervised visit. But as soon as the children were inside, Josh locked her out. He then incapacitated his children with an axe, doused them in gasoline, and set the house on fire. Moments earlier, he had sent his attorney a single-line email, "I'm sorry, goodbye." In July 2020, Washington State awarded Susan's parents $98 million for negligence stemming from the deaths of their grandchildren. To this day, Susan Powell has never been found. My condolences go out to the Susan Powell's family. No amount of money can ever bring back their daughter or grandchildren. I think the saddest part is that they will never know what truly happened to their daughter.
Once again, be careful, be safe, be aware.